What is going on, Cheddar Chasers? Welcome to the first episode of the CheddarCast. On this episode, I have my very good friend Endrit Geci, a pro poker player. We're going to be talking about some of the similarities between poker and between trading. I think it's going to be very useful for you guys to hear about some of the insight that he has to provide. So, Endrit, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hello, viewers. My name's Endrit Geci. I've been a poker player for about 15 years, but professionally about 5.5 years.
We're
Um,
the same age. You're 92, right?
yeah,
Yeah, okay. So, more than half your life as a poker player.
yeah. I love the game. I'll be playing it for the rest of my life.
Yeah. So, the reason we have Endrit actually, he just had a ridiculous score, the score of his lifetime, right? Congratulations about again, buddy. $1 million, well, a million funny money, Canadian money, but 800,000 US almost. That's one hell of a payday.
Yeah, man, it's a dream come true. Not gonna lie,
Yeah.
and it's nice to know like the whole commitment has finally paid off.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think a lot of people they kind of give up on the grind along the way, even though they might be maybe they're good players, right? Or maybe they're good stock traders, but they give up even though they have the right skill set.
Yeah, I mean it's hard when things don't go your way. It's very easy to give up and make excuses.
Yeah. Well, there's one thing I kind of wanted to talk to you about is I know you do a lot of coaching. So has how have you found, like, does that help you along the way in your journey? How what kind of coaches do you have?
Well, to be honest, one of my friends started off a WhatsApp group. I think about just over a year ago,
Yeah.
and I think there's like eight of us in there, and we tend to like share hand histories, have discussions, and we also tend to like help each other when someone's deep or whatever. But that group alone has like improved my game drastically, like huge, because it's nice to bounce ideas off other people and get other people's views.
Yeah.
And it's also nice that the fact that we're all like aiming to achieve the same goal. So therefore, when you got other people supporting you to get the same goal, you'll find motivation through them, and you'll keep on going. Since the group, like three of us or four of us have had like the best careers since then. So best year of our career, should I say?
That's the podcast you guys started, right? What is it called?
$1 million marathon.
$1 Million Marathon. If anyone wants to check out $1 Million Marathon, I'll put the link below for their podcast. So it's four of them as friends on their way to make $1 million in profit. Just kind of you guys talk about the journey, right? A little bit.
Yeah. We're trying to basically give an insight into the highs and lows of being a poker player,
Yeah.
the mistakes we've made, the lessons we've learned, and we just aim to inspire other people and give them some like insight into how to approach the game when things are not going well, how to approach the game when things are going well, and yeah, that's basically it to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny you mentioned, like, having that group of friends, whether it's friends or not, but like-minded individuals with poker. It's the same with trading. The reason that I started this Discord group that I run, and there's plenty of Discord groups out there, it's actually the same thing when you think about it. In your poker groups, you're kind of talking about hand histories, where you can improve, right? And you're trying to make each other better poker players. With traders, it's the same thing. It's kind of the foundation of my Discord group I've created. I think we've got nearly 3,000 members in that group now. 3,000 free users, close to 400 paid users. And the whole vibe of the group is we try to bounce ideas off of each other, talk about some of the trades that are working for us. So I think that that's actually such a crucial piece of the puzzle. Trial and error for me, like, that's kind of the best way that I learn. I don't know about you, but also
Yeah,
bouncing ideas off of like-minded individuals, right?
yeah, that's been my poker career trial and error.
Yeah, yeah,
But it's a good point you make there
yeah,
because like that's how it is with poker as well. Like you find a new exploit or whatever, you
yeah,
share it with the group. It's like guys have been doing this. What do you think about this? I'm like, oh yeah, I've not tried that. Yeah, I'll give that a go. That sounds pretty cool.
yeah, exactly. No, that's a fair point. Actually, after your $1 million score, I got motivated to get. I haven't played poker probably in like 5 months. Obviously, I was playing full time for a couple years, but you motivated me, and then, like, literally the next 3 4 days later, I hit my best score ever for 40 grand Canadian.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's funny because a lot of people message me saying I've inspired them and motivated them to be honest.
Yeah,
Because I
yeah,
guess when you see someone that you know achieve their goal, it almost makes you think, oh, so it is possible with like time, effort, commitment, and just not giving up, basically.
100%. And you know what I think inspired you was, well, I mean, you probably you're an inspirational guy yourself, but I mean, we saw Tommy, our other friend, win $1 million literally 2 years ago. I'll throw the picture up now. He won $1 million in Vegas, and we were cheering, supporting him. We were in his picture when he won, and like for me,
Yeah,
that sparked the drive, and I'm assuming for you that probably sparked the drive too.
yeah. I mean, I literally just got goosebumps thinking about it right now. What a crazy experience that was.
Yeah. Well, okay. Let me know a little bit about the coaching because that's something that's interested me. I mean, I coach others as well, but I want to know about specifically the coaches that you have and how they've benefited you.
Well, at the start of this year, I ended up getting accepted for the Ginge Poker Academy, which is a cash academy to
Okay.
get taught how to play cash. And during that month, we also he also drafted in a performance coach to help us. And one thing that stuck with me that he told me was like, your personality off the table will reflect your game on the table. And that's when I knew, like, right, I need to make changes off the table if I want to see success on the table. And funnily enough, literally within weeks, that I straight away saw improvements.
Interesting.
And
Interesting.
one thing I did was I knew that I was, because I'm, as you probably know, I was a heavy weed smoker.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and for most of my life, that controlled me. So straight away, I thought, right, I'm going to do a 40-day challenge, which my girlfriend convinced me to do, which I'm really grateful for. And within literally 2 weeks of giving up, I already noticed I was more alert when I was playing. I was more present, and as you know, like that's huge for poker. And I
I
imagine
didn't
that,
even know you were doing that challenge.
yeah, yeah, and I
Yeah.
imagine that would be the same with trading. Like you have to be present, you have to be know what's going on. You've got to be alert. You can't just be like, oh, just sit back, chill, and
Yeah.
hope it
Yeah.
comes to you. You've almost got to go out and get it.
Arguably even more alert. I mean, when it comes to day trading, like scalping, which is what some people do, where literally by the second you need to really be on top of if you're entering or exiting a trade. I mean, if your whole routine outside of trading isn't good, I mean, if you don't have proper habits in place, you can't just expect to sit at the computer, whether it's poker or trading, and have a successful session. Like it's all of the factors outside of it that lead into having a successful session, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I believe that's the beauty of poker. Like if you really apply yourself to poker, it almost makes you a better person outside of poker because
Yeah.
of the skills you learn during playing poker.
Well, yeah, arguably, except for the fact that you have literally like no emotions. My girlfriend
Yeah,
always
yeah.
tells me like, show some more emotion, but it's like after playing poker, after trading, it's like you kind of cut ties with some of those emotions, right?
Yeah, because you're learning poker. Like you play your best game when you detach from your emotions,
Yeah.
because you've got to really think logically. And
Yeah.
when emotions get in the way, that's when you start making mistakes and you start letting your mind wander, which is the last thing you want to be doing.
Yeah, definitely. Look, so aside from the coaching to actually improve your poker game, do you have any other kind of coaching that you take part in?
Well, before my big win, already I already lined up a nutritional coach because I've also known for years now my diet has not been where I need it to be. And with a healthy diet, like it improves your life literally outside of poker and especially within poker because you're not going to get to a point. Because with poker, say you've been grinding for 8 hours, 10 hours, that's when you usually get into a stage where like you're playing for big money now and the decisions matter. So if you're feeling tired at that point, then you're just costing yourself money. So I knew something had to change. So I was ready to get a nutritional coach, which I'm really looking forward to. And I've also hired two mental coaches
Oh,
because at the end
wow.
of the day,
Yeah.
we play a game that's all about your thoughts. So if your thoughts are not on point, then you're not going to be on point.
Is it Elliot Rose, is that his name? One of them or no?
I've not. I don't. I think it'd be too expensive for me.
Okay, I don't know the costs of some of these guys, but yeah, I just know he's one of the more renowned poker coaches for mental game.
Yeah, I imagine he's highly priced. So I'm not asked him to be fair.
Got it. Yeah, no, I think that's something that's really overlooked is coaching, and it's like an industry that's growing now. I mean, I think I don't know 10 years ago, 15 years ago, but I can't imagine that it was something that was as prominent as it is now. Like, nutritional coaching, mental coaching, like you said. Um, and all these different factors that kind of get your body right and your mind right and improve your game so that you can get to the level that you need to be in.
Yeah, 100%. Because I think it first started off with the first person that really started off a movement like this was Tiger Woods. Like
Okay.
before he had a mental coach, no one in the golf industry or world ever thought about it.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
as soon as he hired one and started absolutely crushing it, everyone was like, "Oh, wait a minute!" And then the first person to bring it to mainstream for poker was Fedor Holtz.
Yep.
Like, I believe he was the first one to hire Elliot Rowe, and then since then, everyone was like, "Right, I need to get a mental coach because this guy's absolutely killing it."
Well, they created an app actually. Is it Primed Mind? I think the one they created.
Yeah,
That's Fedor's. Yeah. So if anyone's not familiar, Primed Mind, you can check it out on the App Store. I don't have like an affiliate link or anything, but I used that one for a couple of months, and I remember it was pretty useful for like meditating and getting in the right mindset.
yeah, and that app is not just about poker either. It can be to quit smoking. It can be to just
Oh yeah,
get
yeah, yeah,
motivated. It can be to just anything really.
yeah, for anything. Um, and again, like, kinda I really wanted to talk, like, about some of the similarities. I know we're talking about poker, and most of the viewers here are interested in stocks and trading, but I think what's important to understand is in order to be successful in trading or poker, like, the skill sets, they're so similar, but it's really those external factors that matter so much. You know, are you getting enough sleep? Is your diet on point? Are you preparing enough for your session? And are you educating yourself, or are you just kind of like going in blindly and hoping for the best? Like one for one, I feel like applies not only to poker. Like if you just slept for 3 hours, you're hungover, and you sit down at a table, like you're not gonna have good results. Especially also if you're not improving your game. And then like if you kind of look at trading stocks, it's the same thing. You sit down at the computer, you're kind of just gambling at that point.
Yeah, it's one thing I noticed. Like I noticed this year, like what really needs to change is my habits outside of the poker. So
Mm.
not when I'm playing. It's like I need to change. I need to get physically stronger, improve my stamina, improve my diet, like I said, and
Yeah, it's like
all in
almost like you're
all,
an
like
athlete.
yeah, and all in all, that's literally worked out already. To be honest,
Yeah. So what are you planning on doing with the big winnings?
invest into Bitcoin, invest into property, and then wait for the live scene to come back so I can finally play as many 1Ks as I want.
Do you follow Bitcoin and crypto at all, or?
A little bit, yeah, but I've got my friends that follow it more, and I just take pieces of their advice.
Okay, got you, got you. No stock investing for you?
A little bit, but
Yeah.
with stock, it's more long game, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, it
Google.
depends. Like, long game is would definitely what you would call investing, and then trading is like a little bit more active. You're in and out, even if you're not in and out the same day, but maybe you're in and out certain weeks, months. You know, if I would say if you're investing in Bitcoin, it should also technically be for the long haul.
Yeah, yeah, it is because I know, like you said, with trading,
Yeah,
you've got to be almost with it 24 hours. It feels like so I can't really commit that amount of hours. So
yeah,
that's why if I invest, it's all about the long game. If I think something's going to be good in 5 years' time, 10 years' time.
yeah. I think like if you want to be good at trading or if you want to be good at poker, you have to be constantly not you have to be constantly improving yourself and your knowledge in that. So with trading, improving your knowledge on technicals, improving your knowledge on reading charts, improving your knowledge on applying some of even like macro scale news, economics, things like that, how that would impact your trading throughout the day. And you know, for poker, there's other similarities, not obviously with reading charts, but analytics. I think that's one really big similarity between poker and stock trading. So understanding certain trends and how to read into analytics, like would you say that that's a big part of your poker game? You know,
Yeah, yeah.
understanding trends and analytics?
Yeah, 100%. Like population tendencies, and
Yep.
like you only really realize population tendencies by putting in the volume and just literally playing non-stop, and then you realize, oh, this is what they're doing a lot. This is what they keep showing down with, and that's how you readjust.
Yeah, exactly. I think understanding human behavior and psychology, like you said, population dynamics is that's stock market trading 101, because if you don't understand how the population kind of behaves behind the market, you're going in blind. And again with poker too, if you don't understand you know, people and how they behave within the game of poker, you're basically just playing your cards. And you know, I'm sure you could speak to to a little bit about like the difference in just playing the cards as a card game or actually understanding the psychology behind it.
Yeah, because I believe my strongest game in poker was always adapting to the table
Yeah.
because you know how to play poker and all the information, but the best players are not the ones that just always play the same way. They see how, like you said, the table dynamic is going, and they adapt what they think is the perfect style towards that table.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So what are your plans for growth? Maybe we'll leave it off here. What are your plans to continue to improve your poker game? Like I'll speak to trading myself and then I'll ask you about poker, but um for me personally, it's not that I want to continue to be an active trader forever because I think there's two different uh, types of investing or trading. There's wealth accumulation and wealth preservation, right? So right now, I'm really focused on like wealth accumulation, and that's really improving my trading, understanding how to improve my chart reading, understanding how to improve my discipline. Also, really like big similarities between poker and trading and how I can compound kind of my returns and my growth on a day by day basis to get to that point of wealth preservation. How are you finding now that you've hit your score with poker? Are you going to continue to try to build on that, or you're kind of in like coasting mode?
Yeah, well, to be honest, right now, like, so at the start of the year, like I said, I wanted to work more on myself, and now being given this opportunity, it allows me to take more time off poker to work on myself because I know that will help with poker.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
and I've always dreamt of being in peak physical condition at a certain point in my life, so why not now?
yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point. Well, when you're in Canada, we'll hit a workout together. It's I know when hopefully the gyms and everything are open. It's been a bit crazy since the lockdowns.
Yeah, I miss Canada, mate. You know, I was there every year.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But I'll leave you with a couple seconds here if you want to give a shout to your podcast, any of your mates, and then we'll end the podcast episode one here.
Yeah, please watch us if you can. It's on YouTube. $1 Million Marathon. It's just basically our road to $1 million between us. But now we've almost got there after 2 months. It'll probably be changed to $2 million marathon.
That's crazy. So they started this podcast $1 million marathon, and you've hit it in 2 months.
Yeah, yeah, we're literally
Yeah,
like 100K away, which is pretty crazy.
crazy. All right, Andrew. Always a pleasure chatting. Maybe I'll see you on the felts on Sundays. Take some of your chips.
Yeah. You too, mate. Much love.
All right, bro. Ciao.